What's up, guys? How's it going? I'm back. How you doing? Just casual stream. So right now for me, here in Manila in the Philippines, it is 7 a.m. So for me, it's the 22nd. But for you guys in America or on the other hemisphere, it's generally the 21st of November. So I'm aware that soon it's going to be Thanksgiving. Uh, might be. I don't know if this country celebrates Thanksgiving or not. Give me a second here. All right, but you know what? I'm done talking. So you know what? And by the way, I don't post what game I'm playing anymore because I play wherever the fuck I want. Um, I've kind of just let go on my expectations for the stream's performance, and I just stream for fun. So you, you'll see me bounce from game to game. That's my plan, or whatever I feel like doing. I'm on as long as I am, but I do want to make things a little more predictable. I noticed that there is quite a bit of gaps in my schedule, and thank you for those of you who voted. I actually want to check the vote one more time. Okay? I want to check the vote one more time to make sure that it didn't change. But if I'm correct, you guys voted on several things, which is really good. Okay. Thank you for the valuable information. I really appreciate it. So, so what do we got here? So, um, there were only 7 of you that voted on my post asking when the hell do you guys get on? If you were gonna watch a stream, when would you be on? Like when would you get home from work? Settle down the kids, do whatever you need to do before you sat down and just vegged out either in front of the TV or one. I'm gonna release this post periodically. I think I think I might do that, just to make sure I don't get a different answer later. But 7 votes is not very high. It's not so that's not a lot of great information to go off of. But common sense would dictate that that is where the majority of my viewers live. So that 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern does make sense. Um, So we'll see. Hopefully I'll get some more votes the next time I post that poll there. However, the out of these choices, what video length do you prefer? That got an overwhelmingly response. That was a healthy 44 votes. That's a good sample size. And 84% of you voted for 7 to 10 minutes. Only 5% of you voted for 4 to 7 minutes, and I can understand why. 7 to 10 minutes, I think I can definitely do that. I started to feel like my videos were not only going too long, but it was starting to get harder and harder to make them. And it kind of defeated the whole purpose of why I switched to this format in the first place. So I've got to tighten it up a little bit. I need to make these videos easier to make. Even if I take a hit on quality, even if less of you guys watch, it doesn't matter. You guys definitely are going to watch if I don't make content consistently. So I've got to get this down. So that's my first priority is tightening up the format to where it's faster. So that's a goal of mine. I don't know if it'll work, but I'm going to do my best. So I am sitting on big news right now, but unfortunately, I don't feel the time is right to tell people about it. Um, it's very sensitive. It's not personal. It has to do with the channel. It has to do with my content in particular. I will say this though, I can't announce right now. For certain, I know that the next Stellaris video is definitely going to be delayed. For reasons I'm not going to get into. And I'm just going to take it a day at a time with that. And if I get around to it, I get around to it. But I am kind of favoring other projects at the moment. There are a lot of really crazy things that have happened. Well, for one, you're seeing it right now. I've never played, showed this game on my channel. This is Heroes of Might and Magic Olden Era. This is yeah. They actually did it. They might have actually raised literally raised this franchise back from the dead. Um, and I'm all for it, even though not the biggest fan of Ubisoft obviously, or any AAA developer nowadays for that matter. But you know what? I'll take it, man. I have so much nostalgia for this game. You guys don't know this about me, but when I grew up as a kid, I played the first Heroes of Might and Magic, and I loved that game. I played the second one. I loved the hell out of that even more. Oh man, it was amazing. And then when 3 came out, oh man, did I love that. I even liked their Might and Magic series up until Dark Messiah. Like Might and Magic 8, I played the crap out of that, man. I was so bored at the time. And there weren't a lot of great games to choose from, but I played that a decent amount. So I hope you guys can hear me, and I hope everything is good. You're not hearing any game sound because I'm not tabbed into the game. But anyway, so now obviously I have to have the music off. So we're going to get music started here real soon. And is it time yet? Yeah, it is technically time. It's been 3 minutes. I don't want to make you wait too long. But see, here's the thing. I've got to really just relax and let go of expectations when it comes to my content. I just need to make it. I need to fucking make it. You know? I need to give it one pass, one pass, do my best to make that pass good, and then make another pass, and then I'm freaking done. And I'm not spending too much time trying to make any one thing perfect. I think is how I need to approach this, the rules I need to have. Is that if I spend more than 1 or 2 minutes on something, I'm just going to have to release it the way it is and move on. I can't think about this stuff too much. Because it just frustrates me, and then I get demotivated, and then I quit. And I don't want to do that. So there's that. So yeah, 7 to 10 minutes is the goal I'm going to shoot from now on. I already got a video in the works. It's about to be released. I am probably going to promote it because it's a new game. It's going to be Vane. Vane is really cool, and I'll be damned if I'm not going to showcase that game while it's hot, especially since I always wanted to do that with 7 Days to Die, but never got a chance to because of 7 Days to Die. and the changes that the devs kept making to the game that kept putting it further and further into the dirt. I mean, talk about a game full of self-sabotage, man. Well, Vane doesn't have any of that, and it is the experience that I have been hoping and looking for a very long time. I actually open the gate in the video, making a really funny joke about, leaving that toxic relationship. So Vane's my rebound, guys. Yeah, Vane's my rebound for sure. And I hope I can stay away from 7 Days to Die because they have really earned the loss of my business. I really don't. They've really, yeah, they really did their work to lose my support. They worked really hard to lose my support and lose the support of many people. I think the really sad thing about 7 Days to Die is that at its core, the concept is amazing. Some of the mechanics in there are absolutely amazing. You can't find them anywhere else. But it's covered in shit. It's just covered in shit. I have no way to say it. And it could be the most exquisite chocolate candy, whatever you love eating, in the world. But if it's covered in shit, it's going to taste bad no matter what you do. And I've been eating chocolate covered shit 7 Days to Die for almost 5,000 hours. I know it's embarrassing. Why do I do it? Because there was no other game like it, but now there is. So it's comeuppance time. From what I've seen, most of the 7 Days to Die YouTubers, I can't speak for them, and maybe they did go back to 7 Days to Die, but I doubt it. They're covering Vane now, man, and they're loving it. As far as I've seen. At least they were. I mean, the hype might have died down. I'm sure some of them might have gone back, but really, man, if you look at the review scores, or at least now, suddenly the review scores are very positive. I think that's really, really fishy. I think something fishy's going on here because that was overwhelmingly negative just about a month ago. There is no way you can turn that sentiment around with a few patches and paltry updates that did almost nothing to change the game whatsoever. So anyway, I'm not going to rant about 7 Days to Die today. I'm just glad that it's over. I really am. I'm glad that I'm able to move on finally from that game and cover Vane. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to this game. You know, what I've seen from this game has really I'm not going to say it blew me away, but it did surprise me how much I liked it. Especially the graphics. Okay? The graphics, this is what I wanted it to be all along. Okay, look, it's highly polished. It is 3D, but it doesn't look stupid. And even here's my Magic 5, I couldn't get behind its graphics. I loved the old style. I just think all they need to do, which is what they did in 2 and 3, they took that old style, they kept it, and they kept it looking 2D, but they gave it a much better aesthetic, especially in the HD edition and whatnot. So this one is actually 3D, but they made it they angled the camera in a way to where it does look 2D, which is amazing. I love that trick photography, and it makes it look so much better. So you get the graphics and the detail of the newest ones without the blobby feel and the artificial feel of, without the lack of beauty and luster and spectacle that the first 3 games had. So I really liked that. That was the first thing that stuck out to me that I really liked. And hands down, kudos to the artist. Nobody sponsored me for this, by the way. I'm not getting paid to say all this. This is 100% from the heart. Whoever designed, whoever the artist was behind designing, the artwork in this game, bravo, dude. This is honestly, other than 3, there is really no other Might Magic I've seen that's looked this good. Especially the pictures, man. The portraits, let's look at the Necropolis, man. Oh, and there's some things that I always wondered about and thought about as I played 3 that I thought would have been cool if they changed or altered it. And I saw several things already to that degree here. I think they really did. It's almost like maybe they did. Just read the comment sections about their prior games. Actually listen to the wow, a developer that listens to feedback. Holy shit. Are we in a new era, guys? Are we out of the tunnel? Is this a light at the end of the tunnel? Are developers starting to wake up and realize that, oh hey, if you listen to your players and do what they're asking you to do, the positive changes, not the negative ones. I'm not talking about listen to those idiots that want you to nerf everything or balance the game, whatever. No, you listen to the people that have positive suggestions about the game, where things that would make it really cool if they did that. You take all those and you do them. Holy crap, who'd have thought? And then you have a good game. Wow. What a concept, right? This balance obsession. Look, now, I said idiots. I apologize. I shouldn't have said idiots. I should have said something nicer. Okay? Fair enough. Happy YouTube. I'm a good boy. All right? But look, let's call it for what it is. It's a fallacy. It really is. Overbalancing is a fallacy. You're never going to get it right. It's never going to be perfect. Somebody's always going to complain. It's a losing game. So why even try? Release it. Do what you think is right. Developers, listen to the player base. And if 1 or 2 people say it's overpowered, that's going to happen. You can't stop that. Stop listening to the vocal minority. Anyway, but it's really refreshing to see a game not doing any of that shit so far. I mean, I haven't played it too much, but just what I've seen so far has been like, whoa, this is something else. We got something here. So look at this beautiful, look at this necropolis. It's amazing. I love this. I love the skull. Now, why the hell is the image not moving? Okay, guys, I'm getting upset. Okay. All right. Give me a second to unfuck this. Okay, bud. Okay, I gotta... All right. Sorry about that, guy. And of course, the image is all messed up. You know, it's just this crap. This is kind of what has stopped me over the years from being consistent. Because this shit exhausts me, man. I work for hours to get it right, and then this shit happens. It's really tough to deal with. No more bitching, though. But look at that skull. Look at the art, man. This stuff is beautiful. I love this art. Maybe some of you hate it, man, but really, come on. How can you not go for this, man? This is amazing. This is how it should look. Look at that skull. That is really cool. I mean, I don't know if it's realistic or if it's immersion. I don't think it's immersion breaking. It's a nice aesthetic, man. I mean, this is a magical world after all. It's not like it's Call of Duty or something. Even though I heard lately Call of Duty's been having some fantasy in there that people don't like. And I saw a couple clips and I was like, ugh. What? If I was a Call of Duty player, I'd be like, what the fuck is this? Anyway, but I'm not, so. Now, let's look at the buildings. I love the building options so far, you know? Not too many of the Mage Guild, but, like, what's really cool is, it's just, see, they're doing what works, too. I see immediately. They're just sticking with the old formula. But, yeah, that's what we want. The old formula was perfect. At least, no, honestly, the first 3 games... The first game was pretty close to perfect. The second one even closer to perfect. And the third one, legendary. We all love the third one. The third one is the GOAT, even now. I still am not convinced that this one can dethrone the third. But this is a damn nice attempt, I'll say that. This is definitely, so far, a worthy addition to the franchise. You know? And if I want some more 3, I'll go play 3. But 3's old. Time to move on. So this is a worthy successor. It may not be perfect, and it's definitely, honestly, the thing of it is, Heroes of Might and Magic 3 was so perfect, I don't really think it can be equaled ever again. So I'm willing to just surrender to that fact and just be like, hey, look, as long as they make a decent frickin' game, modernize their graphics, which they've done, and at least stick, at least mostly, to the beautiful formula of 3, which it looks so far like they are, I'm down. Let's play, you know? So we got buildings. You know, we got... Oh, what I really like is you can make the gold generation for a single capital incredibly strong, you know? In fact, you can upgrade this. You can upgrade the amount of gold you get like 4 or 5 times. That's a change that I find refreshing. Because even though it wasn't really a flaw, it did kind of suck sometimes, even in 3, where you only had a couple towns, and you could only generate so much gold without gold mines. And now I made it work and I got around it. It was kind of tough at times. And there were a lot of times I wish I could upgrade this thing more. And not to mention, really, other than your capital, the most gold you could generate out of a single town was only 2,000, and that oftentimes did not feel like it was enough, especially if you were being forced to play tall, which I hate doing. So yeah, there's that. So I love that about it. I love the fact that they just stuck to the old formula right off the bat. It's the same thing, but there is some different stuff. that actually does separate it from 3. It actually makes it top 3 a little bit. So in 3 and prior Heroes of Might and Magic, I don't know about the modern ones. I don't give a shit about those. In fact, I almost don't even count those. Come on, let's get real. How many of us really count the modern ones? Oh, most of them were turds. 4 was terrible, though I kind of felt sorry for them. It was in development hell, right? And they were on the company was on its way out. I don't know why. 3 was a great game. I don't know how they didn't make money. Were they just mismanaged? They're probably just mismanaged. That or apparently that or somehow it was not getting enough business, even though the game was amazing. So I don't know. I think it was. I have no idea. I'd have to look into that. But for whatever reason, 3DO was going bankrupt. I don't know how, but they were going bankrupt, especially after 3 was such a hit. I don't know how they were going bankrupt, but they were. So that was their last attempt to save their company, and they just fell on their face into development hell. They tried all these different new things, and I think a mistake I see just people in general make when they get desperate, they try to correct. They out of desperation they try to change what's already working, and that's a mistake. And they changed all these different ways of doing things in the 4th one that had nothing to do with any criticisms I think anybody had for 3, if there were any at the time. They should have just done this. Honestly, if Heroes of Might and Magic 4 had been this all along, if it had been this, that franchise would still be alive. I don't even think Ubisoft would have bought them out. If anything, they would have turned into Ubisoft. Because this game's popping, man. And I really think they could have really, they really dropped the ball on 4. 4 was just a mess. I didn't understand any of it. I played it for like maybe 2 hours, and I was just like, this is not the Heroes of Might and Magic that I remember and that I love. And so I quit. And actually, back then, back in my time, it was pretty rare to meet a true stinker. But that game was a true stinker, especially coming off of the 3rd. I mean, but it wasn't just coming off of 3rd's coattails that drove me and other people away from liking it. Let me see if I can adjust this camera a little bit more, because it keeps tilting my visor. It keeps cutting it off. I don't like that. Okay. So by the way, I got new equipment. I got a light. I got a camera. And I'm not going to show you guys now, but I will soon. I got a scooter, okay? And next month, I'm buying a GoPro, and I'm thinking I might make a little bit more Philippines videos. No promises, but it's on my mind. Just to share with you guys my lifestyle, my life, a little bit. Not, I think I'm ready to maybe do a little vlogging. We'll see, because there's a lot of cool shit going on in my life besides this, a lot of cool shit. So now here's what I want to show you. So let's look at the upgrades. Well, or not. Okay, so you have these basic units. There we go. This is the right screen. So you have your pretty standard undead units. It's very similar to 3. There are a couple really distinct changes that really set it apart, though, that I really like. They're good. They're actually, at least for Necropolis. I actually think Necropolis is more powerful now than it's ever been. Really. I really do. So, Necropolis in the past, or Undead in the past, for one of the things that were different, or back then, the first 3, your best unit in Necropolis was Bone Dragons. And while they were okay, especially Ghost Dragons, they were alright. I don't really think they measured up compared to the other top-tier units. I mean, they did the job, but really, I mean, they weren't better than Black Dragons, okay? They weren't better than Phoenixes. They weren't better than Titans, okay? So they weren't the worst, but really, there's not really a worst Tier 7 unit. They all have their strengths and weaknesses, but I think if I had to pick a worst, it would be on a lower tier, probably D or at least C. I think I think the Bone Dragons, Ghost Dragons was a C tier unit as far as top tier units go. You know, you would much rather pick something else over that. Titans, Black Dragons, all whatnot. Phoenixes even, if the situation called for it, because they were the fastest unit in the game. So that had some merit. But yeah, the Bone Ghost Dragons didn't really have anything that set them apart that another top tier unit couldn't do better. Well, they're not even in this game, as far as I know. So that's the first huge change with Necropolis that I'm going to mention. The second huge change, and this is just a huge change to the game in general, and I really like it, and I've thought about that for a long time. I've wondered that sometimes. What if you had more options with your upgrades? Well, now you do. Every single unit has 2 possible paths or playstyles that you can have with that unit. So you may have noticed, so you got your normal skeletons. Well, when you upgrade them, you can switch and pick and choose between whether you want skeleton warriors, which are basically just tougher skeletons, or skeleton archers, which have a ranged, which is amazing. I love skeleton archers because, let's face it, normal skeletons suck. Well, they're a tier 1 unit. Go figure, right? They're supposed to suck. But archers, these guys are useful as hell. I mean, range damage is very, very useful in this game, obviously. In any hero's game. So, the ability to reach out and touch anything before it can even get to you is very incredibly powerful at any tier. And if I had like 1,000 of these, right, I would just wipe the floor with anything. So that's the first major one. I'm going to make sure that this thing isn't being stupid and not sending me chats. So I'm going to go ahead and refresh the page real quick. Give me a second. Okay, so all right, but that alone, I love it. And then you got the whites. They kind of brought back ghosts in a way, but they balanced it. Now that's balancing that I get behind. When something is clearly overpowered, like it's obvious, it breaks the fucking game. And let's get honest, ghosts broke the game, at least for the first 2. Ghosts were extremely broken, stupid broken. I mean, they were a walking exploit. Absolutely. When something is a walking exploit, yes, that is one of the few situations where I think it's okay to do some balancing, right? Otherwise, you should just let it be the way it is and just add solutions. You don't need to change anything. Just add more, add something to counterbalance whatever's going on or make something stronger. You don't want to delete content because that's what you're doing when you nerf. So Wraiths, they they convert 40% HP into additional HP, and it can create temporary units in this creature's attack. So the balance there is that it's temporary, so it's still extremely powerful. If they kill a lot of creatures, they are super powerful during that battle, but it's not permanent like the first 2. It being permanent was extremely broken. Honestly, that was one of the most broken, overpowered, unbalanced things I'd ever seen in a game. At least at the time that I played it. There was nothing quite like ghosts. And those of you that played that back then, the first 2 games know what I'm talking about. Honestly, if you fought them, you were very afraid. And if you had them, you were like, oh man, it's on. I'm going to every single tier 1 unit and I'm going to win this game. I mean, even if you just got one, that's all you needed. Yeah, it was incredibly broken. So I'm glad that they balanced that out, but I'm glad they kept it, but they balanced it out. So instead of being dumb and just removing it completely or never letting it see the light of day again, no, they said, okay, no, we can do the ghost thing. Let's just fix it and make it a little more realistic and manageable. Make it a little more fair, right? Make things fair, but don't delete features. Don't make things irrelevant. Don't nerf things into the ground. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to rant, but okay. But then you got a second option. Now, this is a Phantasm. They've got special abilities, okay? And they do the same thing as a Ghost too, but just not to the same power and degree. So maybe you want the so this one does a this one curses the target and makes it take periodic damage each turn. So whatever fits your fancy, right? So whatever your playstyle is, you've got these hounds basically, or pets. The Burgess. I don't know how to pronounce that. I think it's a German name, but the creature just basically it's special. By the way, units have special abilities, so if they do enough damage, you can do kind of like a mini ultimate with them. I guess is kind of the thing. I guess every unit has a small like ultimate meter, and they can use their ability. And so yeah, this one's for damage, and then this one I think is for defense. So some of these you just have better, they're more defense, and they're a lot of them. Now this is really cool. Another change that I really like. A lot of these variants are specifically designed to protect archers, and that was a gap that was badly needed in the first 3 games. So that alone is a welcome change. If I'm rolling with, say I'm rolling all Titans, but I have a couple, or I have a few of these, or some other units that protect archers, I could have some units that and just choose that upgrade instead of the one I usually choose. So it depends on what I'm doing, right? If I'm protecting archers, if I am or if I want archers, I can choose. I have more options. Also, they have another concept in this game that I'm not 100% sure about, but it seems good overall. It seems to add things to the mix, and that's basically the ability to melee attack without being retaliated against, in the form of having just 1 or 2 hexes more range than the other creatures. But you're not full-blown ranged, right? And that's this unit right here, the Grave Robber. He has a long reach, so he'll hit things 2 hexes in front of him, and they will not be able to retaliate against him. Almost like he's basically getting up in their face. Well, he is getting up in their face and then doing a ranged attack. It's the same mechanic. Now, he can't do a ranged attack, literally. He can't go very far, but he goes far enough to, these guys survive a lot more. And they do decent damage. So you can get the one that does special abilities that summons creatures, and makes, especially whites, being able to summon whites. That's pretty cool. Or you can have the Kennel Masters, who they summon things too, but then they can mark an enemy and make them take maximum damage, which doing that on a top tier unit, I think, is super valuable. That makes this guy super valuable, super OP. In a good way, in a nice and fair way. See, it's okay for things to be OP as long as they have, as long as they are somewhat fair, and they're not an I win button. Okay, it's the I win buttons that need to go, right? This guy isn't necessarily an I win button, but you definitely have to respect him if he's in the enemy's army, right? Same with a couple more of these. So the Lich got a lot more options, and I like them. You have the Pestilent Lich, which is your classic Lich from the old Heroes of Might and Magics, especially 3, where they do an AoE attack, and it does, and I think it does damage. Now, I'm not sure if this type of Lich, if this Lich and this one damages your allies too, but back then it did, if they weren't undead. So if you had some natural units there, they basically got killed when you shot them. So that was the downside of using the Lich. You had to be careful with the Lich. It was kind of tricky, but it was very powerful when you could use it. AoE attack is nuts with ranged. So there's that. And he's got, Death Embrace is a special ability, So they trigger the effects applied to the target. I'm not sure how that works. I haven't really, like I said, I haven't played this game too long. So now let's talk about the Sanguine Lich, because this is another unit you absolutely got to respect. Now, in the original 3 games, there were only a couple units that could raise your allies or themselves from the dead and basically remove kills by the enemy. Those are vampires, of course, which we're going to talk about soon. As you can see, they're right in front of you. And there's and there were angels, right? The archangels, the top two, the upgrade angels. So, well, now the Sanguine Lich, add that to the mix. Its ability is it restores 30 times the amount of units HP to a friendly creature, reviving fallen units. So you could use this to basically raise units. All right. Now I don't know if this only works on undead. I don't think it does. It sounds like it just. Hold on, shit them wherever. No, it just sounds like it works on anyone, but I'll have to test it. But even if it does only work on undead, that's huge. Having another unit, especially a lower tier one, that revives other units around it, it's going to make him a big target and a highly respected target. You're not going to want to F around if he's in the other army. You need to take him out immediately. He's going to be your primary target. And the enemy can use that to their advantage. So, and also he boosts your experience, okay? So that's good too, and so restores 20% damage dealt as HP to all friendly creatures. So he heals everybody. And his ultimate ability is raising monsters. So I'm really liking what I see. This was a really good change to the Lich. Let's see. So let's look at the Dread Knight or the Black Knights, like in 3. Still a very good unit, and this one is just like the one in 3. In fact, they're amazing already because they attack twice. That's incredible. Reduces the morale. That's good, though not really that big of a deal. Now the Avatar of War, he reduces the target's damage. So that's good. And then he's got, he reduces the morale by even more than the previous one did, and he still attacks twice. And he's also pretty beefy. He's faster. He does more hit points. Basically your standard upgrade, right? Now we have the Hollow Reaper, and this guy is a jerk. Absolute jerk. So, do you remember the Gorgon from the Swamp faction? That would he was a highly feared unit because he had basically your units were guaranteed to die if you hit them. One of your units was going to die. So obviously attacking him with top tier units was not a good idea unless you could kill him outright. So it created a lot of problems for your top tier units. And there were other creatures that had that ability too, and you had to watch out for them. I think genies were the first unit like that ever invented. Yeah, genies were very formidable too, especially in 1, because in 1 they were a top tier unit. They really were. And on top of that, they had that ability. It was nuts. So they were very scary. Anything with this ability is very scary, and the Hollow Reaper has it. So now Undead has that ability, which makes sense. I mean, if anybody has that, it'd be Undead anyway. So yeah, not to mention, hits the target all enemies adjacent to it. It says whenever a friendly creature dies, this creature gains 3 attack until the end of a battle. So, so when they kill stuff, they get 3 attack for the entire battle, and then kills an enemy with every attack. 1 enemy unit with every attack. Works on creatures up to tier 7. Now, maybe they mean... Now, does up to tier 7 mean tier 6 and below? Or does it mean including tier 7? If it's including tier 7, this is incredibly powerful. If it's below tier 7, that still doesn't bother me because that's fair and balanced. Because it was kind of broken how lower tier units could insta-kill top tier units. I don't think that should be a thing. Part of me was kind of frowning at that a little bit, but it still was acceptable. But I think that is kind of would still be a breath of fresh air if it only happened to lower tier units. And tier 6 units are still formidable. Being able to like insta kill itself, for example, or a cavalier, that's still incredibly useful. That's a lot of DPS. Just, that's a lot of free damage. So really great job there. So now let's look at the main event, and I'll stop talking here and start playing the game. The Vampire. It's about damn time they recognize that this guy is the MPP of Necropolis, so why the fuck shouldn't we make him the top tier unit? And he deserves it, because this guy is the fucking GOAT. This guy has been the GOAT in Necropolis since Heroes 2, since it was released. It's been the GOAT. This has been the thing that you feared. Honestly, you fear this almost as much as you fear ghosts. Used to, especially in 2 and 3. If you saw a troop with vampire lords, you better have some serious firepower or you were gonna lose. Because basically it was like you either kill them or they will eventually kill you, especially if your units were living. Now some factions didn't have to worry about it too much, like Undead itself, and then maybe Elemental, that kind of thing. Some tower units, wizard tower units like Titans, I think, didn't have to worry about it, maybe. But I know stone golems didn't have to worry about that either. But most enemies feared vampires. Most players, most enemies, most creatures were having a bad time against vampires because they basically didn't die. If you were living at all, they basically, and there were enough of them, they could just gain back all the damage that they did to them. And they were moderately beastly units. They were moderately beasty units. In other words, they had quite a bit of health, especially for their tier. So they had enough health to really not die easily. And they did enough damage to, even be able to take down top tier units if you had enough of them. Rather easily. So, yeah, vampires were scary. And now they're even scarier because they're a top tier unit. And they have the same shit as they had before. So they got vampirism. And as like before, does not affect undead embodiments and constructs, so non-living things. Restores 40% of damage dealt as HP, revives fallen units, and 40% of its damage, which is insane damage, by the way. It's just it's a little bit more than the Hollow Reaper. And that's not even the upgrade. And then it flies around like an angel. It's got decent speed, it flies, it's got incredible initiative, all the things you expect from a tier 7 unit, but it's the vampire abilities. So it has no weaknesses now. It's not small anymore, which makes it even more dangerous, I would think. I'm interested to see how they balance this creature out, because, on paper, it looks like this thing's just going to be unstoppable. This is going to be the go-to unit. Like, this is going to be the GOAT of this game. Unless there's some other kind of check or balance that, other than, just roll a non-undead, or, just roll a non-living army and you'll be good. But even then, even if you have an unliving army, he's still going to F you up, man. That's a lot of damage. He's still a tier 7 unit. So, it's incredible. I love this change. Some might think it's overpowered. If you didn't like Necropolis, yeah, you're really going to hate it now, I think. So you have Vampire Lords, all right? And they're basically your warriors. They're basically just warriors. Also, I just now saw this. Enemies don't counterattack. So they're just like devils back in, the Inferno units. Back in the day in Heroes of Might and Magic 3. They've got that ability, which is incredibly useful. And then yeah, they fly. They're much faster. They have way more initiative. And they do way more damage. And they have more health. So, all across the board, and they still have the vampirism ability. Now, then you've got Scholars. Now, these guys are kind of like a cross between vampires and a mage, which is incredibly cool. They delve in the dark arts, it's pretty congruent with fantasy lore, I think. Uh, it makes sense. You know, so vampires do magic, right? Or at least in a lot of games they do, like Elder Scrolls. So blows up a chosen corpse. So it's got corpse explosion, blows up a corpse, and does a ton of AoE damage to things. So you can do AoE damage with this, with the ability tiers. And actually, it's not. I don't think it's a very high one at that. You have blood transfusion. So connects an enemy. So basically, he could do his vampirism on one of your units, other units. You know? So he could, and that's a special ability too, but still, you know, he could do that with the Hollow Reapers that you have. He could do that with the Kennel Masters. He could do that with the Whites. Anything. You know? Any friendly creature. So he could basically, for one turn, do that creature's, yeah. So I think that the damage is based on their damage, possibly. Yeah, 50% of the damage is HP and revives fallen units. So he basically has raised dead in a lot of ways. So that's incredibly useful. I could see a really good army with a mix of this guy, the assault vampires, the ones that where they can't counterattack. So a mix of those, these guys, and then you've got the sanguine liches, and then maybe the ones that AoE, and then you've got the Hollow Reapers, and that's your army. That's incredibly powerful, incredibly powerful. The Hollow Reapers will clean up all the smaller units and take on the big ones too. They clean everything up, and then the vampires just wipe the floor with everything else. So, and any other big stuff that comes up. And then they raise each other. You have a lot of raise potential. You could even get, if you have enough space for the Kennel Master, you could do that too. That way they can make the top tier units weaker and make the vampires do maximum damage, even though I think they do actually do. So yeah, the Vampire Scholars, they still do a shitload of damage. Obviously they're not as fast, but they're still pretty fast, so they're no slouch. They're not weak. They're not like a lich or something. No, they still do. They're still incredibly powerful on their own, but they have better abilities. They have more powerful abilities, I think, than the Vampire Lord. And they can be retaliated against. So that's something you got to watch. Oh wait, hold on. Oh my god. Actually no. Wow, I just now noticed this, guys. This guy has long reach too, like this guy has. He has a spear. Wow. This guy's OP. I want to use this guy all the time. So he basically can't be counterattacked either with his attack. He's got the, 2 hexes. I told you about that. The 2 hexes in front of him attack. So yeah. I give this unit lineup a double thumbs up so far. So anyway, I wanted to show you guys, these are really the biggest changes I have seen. And you know what the best part is? That's okay, because everything else is exactly the same as 1, 2, and 3. No different. It doesn't feel any different. It's the same mechanics that I grew up loving and was used to. Because there is nothing wrong with those mechanics in the first place. So why not bring them back? I mean, that's why they make so many goddamn Call of Duties and get away with it. Because they generally don't change the base formula of it. Deathmatch, shoot other players, FPS with other competitive FPS with other players, in a deathmatch setting. You're using guns, using all the weapons, you're unlocking stuff. Yeah, that formula has not changed, and they've rehashed it year after year, and somehow people still keep buying it, even though they're just milking them. They're really just milking them for all they're worth, but that's an opinion. The fact is, they've been making money on it for a very long time. I don't know for how much longer, but given recent things, but yeah, I mean, that's why Call of Duty can get away with doing that, because they don't change most of the time, except for a couple of them. And when they did change the core the core gameplay that worked, you know, like a modern or World War II setting, people got upset, right? Now, I'm all for sci-fi battles, but I know people, and I'm sure there were a lot of people out there. I'm not gonna say give any judgments on it. I'm not gonna judge them or anything, but that just had total contempt to prior to investigation the second they learned that it was going to be in space. So like, I don't want that. I want to go to 1942 or Vietnam or whatever, right? They have no interest in space. They have no interest in sci-fi. And while I'm anathema to that perspective, I understand it, and I'm aware that that's just some people's perspective. You know, like some people are Amish, right? They don't like technology. I do. You know, some people don't like futurism. I do. You know, so I thought that concept of, you know, infant warfare was cool, but a lot of people hated that right off the bat without even playing it. They're like, I'm not interested in this at all, and they just, you know, skipped it. So it was a blunder for them, and yeah, they've never made anything like that again because they learned. They learned you can't change what works, especially if what you're changing it to has not proven already to work. So that was a mistake they made. All right, I'm done talking. Let's go ahead and play some stuff, okay? So we've gotten kind of established here. We got 3 towns. You know, I'm just playing a normal game. I did the tutorial a little bit, and I was going to finish it, but I've kind of lost my place in it. I don't remember where the hell I was. We got a healthy amount of creatures. We have 6 vampires. We want to upgrade them, but we just don't have... Here's something I'm confused on, and might be something I don't like about the game. So far, I have not for the life of me figured out how the hell you get alchemical dust. Is that like a hard to get, you know, non-renewable resource? Because I really hate that shit in games. I really hate non-renewable resources. Those irritate the hell out of me. Unless you only need to make a couple things from them, then that's okay, I guess. But what I'm seeing so far is that half the shit in here requires those things. So either there's a mine I haven't found yet in this game, or it is like that where it's a niche situational drop situation. I'm not sure I like that. But I'll reserve judgment on that until I find more info, because I just started playing. It occurs to me I might have been able to build, but the reason I can't build right now is because I'm totally choked for alchemical dust, and I have no idea how to get it. So, yeah, that's a new resource type. The rest are the same you're familiar with. You got crystals, you got mercury, you got gems, and ore, and wood. You got gold. It's all the same. So, you got that, and then the treasure chest. You know what I think I'll do? You know what I might do? I think I could edit the details after the fact. So after the stream, I could just title, okay, set a colon and title, you know, going over olden era and doing a loose review of it, I guess. Or something to that degree. Now, this guy's easy. We're definitely going to take them out and get that gold mine. I want to make sure I did recruit everything, though. That's kind of... Okay, I did. Alright, that's good. It is day 4, so I probably don't want to go too far. So I think they got Crusaders here, but it looks like it's going to be an easy battle. So I'm going to go ahead and maybe... Let's see. Well, we have a very powerful army now, so we could basically ruin all the stuff. Mercury Fisher got claimed already. Good. So what are these guys guarding? What are they even guarding? Alright, let's just let them run. Ah, they're Pandora's box. Okay, so... So I pick a, what is it, a, oh, whoa, wait. Did I get all of those at once? No way, dude. I got all those at once? No. There's no way I got all those at once. I have to look at my hero. Huh. Was it just spells? I still haven't really quite learned the spells yet in this game and how they work. The spells, though, yeah, you got this thing here, and I'm not really used to this, so I'm not sure if I like it yet or not. So we got lightning bolt, and I can't upgrade it, so I don't really know. But we need the alchemical dust stuff, so yeah, there's more sync to that as well. Well, my number one concern is that this game is going to be ruined by that resource if I don't find a way, at least for me, if I don't find a good way of getting it consistently, because I really don't want to be at the mercy of chance when it comes to resources, man. Now, look, I have 11 mercury gain. It's insane. So the second I can start upgrading my vampires, I am totally going to do it. So there's some alchemical dust. The question is, do I have... Nah, I need to come here and get more units. Yeah, we got some vampires, and then, can we build anything? Not really, we kind of max this out. I mean, there's a kennel, yeah. We should probably get that. We have stupid amounts of money, so... Anyway, I hope you guys are enjoying the stream. But if you're not, I really don't care about the streams anymore. I spent years trying to make them work. I'm done. So it's just going to be the Volairen Show from now on, guys. At least until maybe if I start getting super chats, but then if I'm getting super chats with the Volairen Show, why would I change it? Right? So my streams are going to be very low effort from now on, I guess is what I'm trying to say. By the way, if you know how to give me a proper background to my camera, I'd really appreciate it. Yeah, that'd be really nice. So we don't have Dread Knights yet. You see here. Oh, okay. Oh, we have Chateau. Mansion, Tomb of Warriors. So we need walls. So let's go ahead and make walls. We can make traps. It's fine. And won't be able to make it this turn, unfortunately, so we'll just, So, let's see. I am going to have to take them to get them upgraded. Let's go ahead and just recruit the vampires for sure. So yeah, vampires, and this guy is kind of. I think this guy's gonna be a runner. I might conquer with him, but I'm kind of feeling like I want him to be a runner. So we'll throw these skeletons here so we can get these liches upgraded. And yeah, we can't upgrade this guy either. So we'll go ahead and recruit him. Yeah, you know, I think I'm just gonna be here for the vampires, and because wait till this can make upgraded units. Now we have a castle here we're still building, so tavern. So that's the next path for that. We got walls. I guess we could make the walls. Does this require alchemical dust? No, it requires ore. Okay, that's good. All right. Uh-oh, I'm yawning. Might be time to take a break. Oh, you know what? I do need to take a break because my steak is finished, okay? So, we're going to go ahead and get that going. I don't know what time it is. So the stream's been going on for about an hour. That's cool. I will talk to you guys in a few minutes. Okay. The good news is this Filipino meat is not as terrible as I have tasted in the past, which is one of the reasons I stopped going to SNR for a while. If I was roboting, I apologize. Hopefully you can hear me now. When I go to my kitchen, I robot a lot. So, um, but yeah, I'm eating steak right now. Might be able to turn the camera off. Nah, I'm not gonna turn the camera off. I'm just gonna leave that the way it is so you guys know it's break time. Yeah, we're just gonna have lunch together, guys. How's that sound? I don't think it's a bad idea. So, but yeah, the meat's not too tough. It's tougher than I think stuff I buy from Landmark, but you know, whatever. Yeah, see that's pretty tough. Well, actually it wasn't. It was all right. Yeah, I can handle this. I guess the trick is using scissors to cut it instead of a steak knife. Because it's just a pain in the butt when I use a steak knife. I've been learning a lot of life hacks in the past few months. Boy, really good ones. Yeah, that was kind of difficult to cut there. But it's actually not that hard to choose. So Like I said, it's a little less quality, but this is a lot cheaper. This steak is a lot cheaper. If I can eat this again, I'll I'll save some money. I'm gonna need to because I just recently spent a lot. Well, I bought a scooter, so it's actually really cool. Um, you know, it kind of surprised me how much I liked it. It kind of tapped into my inner child. Wee, like a lot of people that think, "Oh, that scooter's lame," There's nothing tough about that. Go get a motorcycle, blah blah blah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I used to drive ATVs when I was a boy. So yeah, I look at this thing and it's like that little dinky thing. Really? How am I gonna have fun on that? But dude, you get on it, you start riding it, you start to like it. And not to mention, it's been a while since I've had a toy like that, or I've really driven anything that didn't require a whole lot of stress and BS and garbage and legality and just danger. I mean, not that there isn't danger with this thing, of course there is, but a healthy amount of danger. Not, I'm in an intersection with hundreds of cars around me, all going different directions. And I don't know where the hell I'm supposed to go. Yeah, I don't like that. Okay, I don't want to drive if I have to do that. You know, I just don't. I really, really don't. Yeah, this meat was okay. It was okay. I think I can eat this long term. At least this cut. We'll see about the others. We'll see how the porterhouse works. That's bad. I won't buy it again. Well, now that I think about it, Landmark is actually really, for those of you that are in that know Manila, Landmark's actually a lot more expensive than the Philippines now, or than SNR now that I think of it. I'm kind of might be being irresponsible here, not getting my meat from SNR, unfortunately. But Landmark's quality is way better. But so far, I have been able to eat this just fine. So, yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, I'm definitely going to not even try to eat this with a steak knife. It's pretty tough. But I'm able to chew through it all right. But it's noticeably tougher. The thing of it is, using a mallet's a pain in the butt, and a lot of these are frozen, so it's just like, whatever. That's why I quit buying it for a long time. It's just like too much work. There's too much work to prepare it. It was too much work to package it. But I was able to get these in 1 gallon bags pretty easily yesterday, and not really make that much of a mess. So, by the way, this is what it is. So this is my steak right here. It's kind of hard to see. I put it up to the well. It's kind of light's kind of blinding, but yeah. Ah, fuck it. I tried. Anyway, we got a minute left. I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna trim the animal fat around the edges. I want to get some of that. That's the most important part of the damn steak. Okay. Yeah, that ain't bad at all. All right, guys, going to continue gameplay real soon. And I think I will. Give me a minute. Let me take this. Okay, so it looks like we're back. Now, I apologize if my camera's covering some of this up and you aren't able to see all the information. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. So, we'll go ahead. Yeah, the interface, the UI is like I remember. It's just fine. I haven't had any problems with this UI. Pretty damn good, I must say. Okay, so I think I'm just going to hang out here and try to see if I can make these creatures upgrades. Okay, there's 2 more warriors. That's good. So honestly, I think what I might do, that's actually a good idea. So I'm going to bring my hero unit. Hey, get that gold over there. Oh yeah, more spell power is nice. Run. So I think I'm going to put all the liches and actually I think I'm going to just put all the vampires on my main hero, and then all the rest of the other units are just going to go with my secondary hero. I think that's how I'm going to do things from now on. I think the secondary hero is going to, you know, protect the base and just, you know, gather creatures, and then, you know, occasionally. But I think I'll make a third hero as an actual runner to run out the vampires to my main hero, and I'll just push with my vampire hero. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I've done things like that in my past times playing Heroes of Might and Magic 3 and the franchise. So I think I'm gonna do that. So why don't we take this guy and actually do this right now? So hire heroes. We could hire this ugly. Actually, this guy's cool. I like his look. Let's see. I like the little round glasses thing. I always like that, actually. Because I have glasses, so. You know. But, yeah, let's just pick him. It doesn't matter. And now, this guy has a bunch of crap on him. You know what? I think what we could do with these guys... I haven't done this before. Yet. But I actually already built a building here, so probably can't do that yet. 12 souls. Yeah. We have the undead transformer. We can go ahead and get that. Why not? And then... Okay. Wait, I can still build? Oh, interesting. How can I still build? What's allowing me to still build? Well, you know, I'll do the tier 5 mage guild. I don't really know if it's going to do anything, but it doesn't require alchemical dust, so I might as well get it. There's nothing else to buy, really. The walls I really care about. I don't really think... Let's see. Crypts and Graves. Quiet Pavilion. Yeah, we'll get that next. Oh, actually, no. We want to get... No, our economy's fine. We have 90,000 gold. We don't need more gold. We just need more creatures. Let's do that. Alright, we built everything. We got laws in this game, so they're kind of... I don't know exactly how they work. They're kind of like abilities, but they give you extra creatures. So that's really cool. Like, across your empire. It's like basically empire buffs. Pretty much. Vampirism of friendly creatures increases by 25%? Fuck yes. Though, Death Knight growth is really tempting. What's the other stuff here? No, none of these... All these pale in comparison. No, we're so doing vampirism, man. We should have been doing that from the beginning. We got 1 point, but we're definitely saving that for vampirism. Well, no, you know what? We could generate more law. That's fine. So law points allow you to get these specialized things. So, yeah. Ooh, we're going to be able to get more vampires next. That's going to be awesome. Okay, so I am going to have to sit down sometime and really just kind of figure out the magic system in this game and how that works. But right now, I'm just occupied with all the other stuff. So this is an easy battle. That is alchemical dust. We are so getting that. If he has movement points, but he does not. Can't go. I guess there's no way to get there? Okay. I guess I can't get there. I guess that's on the other side. That's weird. You know, primordial orb. We'll fight these guys. Flee. Should join me. I don't know, I always thought that allowing them to flee was kind of a little unfair, but really, it just saves you time, because you're still going to soundly defeat them most of the time anyway. So they're just kind of removing the extra steps and the extra grind, which I appreciate. So it's not really overpowered, it's just saving you time, being able to do that. I do feel, though, that if there is any chance that they can kill any units at all, that they should force you to either fight or flee. I think they could be a little stricter with that. Or maybe, like, every 2 or 3 times. I don't know. But, for sure. So we're going to go back here. Let's put him in the garrison. Okay. Still can't make an undead transformer. Already constructed a building. Okay. So let's have he's actually he's gonna come out, drop these guys off. Or except these guys. Okay. Get him and okay. So he's going to take these guys and he's actually going to go upgrade them. And he's going to take the vampires. He's going to run... Well, first he's going to run the vampires to our hero over there. And then he's going to go recruit all the other creatures and all the other... He's just going to run around and ferry units. It's actually really important if you're playing with multiple heroes and Heroes of Might and Magic to have runners that run from your castle to the front lines, so to speak. Because otherwise, I mean, for obvious reasons, I'm not going to want to take my main hero and my entire force necessarily, unless there's a situation that calls for it, to go all the way back to my starting castle when I'm pushing. especially with all of this distance. This is incredibly long. So, yeah, runner is absolutely needed with the map like this. And so this guy, I'm just going to keep getting him leveled up. And we could probably have him be the magic guy, so he'll just do extra magic damage. And we'll have creatures take less magic damage. I think we could absolutely take this lobby, maybe. These guys are easy, but he's out of points. Everyone's out of points built, so let's go ahead and skip the turn. Eh. Can we beat these guys? Looks like we can. And we whooped them. Okay. Grants a unique spell battle. Battle spell. So Avatar might be useful. Thaumaturgy. Ah, advanced resistance. We'll go with that. Enemy spells cost 20% more mana. If the hero knows the magic school, the cost of enemy spells from the school. Okay. 10% damage. 2 fewer rounds. I like that. Fast metabolism. That is pretty nice. I always liked that in the old game where they wore off for. Hey Fenrir, how's it going, man? Yeah, so hopefully I can reduce the effort of my content without sacrificing the quality too much, but getting a lot more of it out because I'll be motivated a lot more and I'll have a lot less obstacles like grind and time. Okay. So then we have we have our main hero. Okay. Easy. Let's see. 20% XP. Ah, minus 20%. So vampires are super tough. Total advantage. When taking normal damage, including ooh, that is awesome. My vampires are going to be super tough. So get rid of these guys. We're just grabbing all the stuff. That's an easy battle. Let's see. Yep. All right, great. So my strategy here, and it works pretty good, is if you go for an easy battle and they kill your units that you don't like, go ahead and fight it out. Like for example, it auto kills one of my vampires. Nope, not acceptable. I will make it so that they don't kill him. Yeah, I will go to battle. I will go to war to keep my tier 7 units alive. Absolutely. So don't just accept the results. Learn to battle if necessary. If the game's trying to be a jerk to you with RNG. Yeah, you don't have to, that's when you fight, is when the RNG is trying to be a jerk to you. So I'm not understanding what I need to do here. Because it looks like this way is open, right? Okay, it looks like there's a ledge there. Okay. So I guess this is separated. Alright. Fair enough. Oh, there's wood. Okay, so we got our runner here. We're gonna go ahead and hit this up. So Let's see here. Warriors, bones exchange. So yeah, we'll be doing that. Grave robbers. It looks like everything's spent, so we'll go ahead and take another turn. Well, actually, no, I don't think the creatures are recycled yet. I mean, we got 6 vampires. We probably could do this, but really, we just need to go over here. Yeah, he's not really meant to fight. He's just a runner. Timeless Mansion. Yeah, we'll definitely pick up more liches. Yeah, we'll just pick these guys up, and then he's also going to upgrade all the units, you know, at the base. So he just runs around and transports units, basically. Yeah, let's look to him. Definitely going to do a handshake here, and then... Okay, so now we got 12 vampires. That's nuts. And even in the upgraded, these guys are nuts. So for sure. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Actually, we're going to give him... We're going to give him the rest of our units. I'm thinking about keeping the liches, but I don't know. I'm thinking I should keep him with the other hero. Honestly, the vampires are they're gonna wipe the floor with anything, dude. Especially, I'm definitely gonna be poised to get more soon. Now this needs 3, so we'll just wait for that. Especially with the improved vampirism and then the elite vampires and all that other stuff, it's gonna be nuts. So this is a difficult battle. Looks like these are dragons, probably. These guys are probably dragons. So they're kind of the gatekeeping that a little bit there. This is like 50 to... Yeah. So I'm going to have to get a little stronger with this guy before I go there. Fair enough. So I'm just kind of going to fight what I can. Now, this is an easy battle. And gone. Actually, you know what I need to do? I need to split this up, absolutely. To like, or, well, okay. I don't want them split up too much. I think 2 is more than enough. 2 sets of 6 is pretty damn beefy. And I'm just going to get more than that anyway. So I think like 6 each would be good. Like a whole across the board, like 5 stacks of 6. We just really wipe the floor with everything. Let's see. Already visited. Okay, so we need to go pick up these resources. Might as well clear this out. Or already visited. Clear these out, and I don't know what they're guarding, but we'll go ahead and grab it. Okay, so... I think we're actually going to go ahead and get these resources here, because that hero's already over there grabbing those, so... Already visited. He hasn't gone to that learning stone. Let's go over there. Alright, now let's build. So... I guess we could do the Well of Souls. There's not really any reason not to, I think. Crystals are fine. Towers now automatically attack all enemies in a 2-hex radius. Ooh. Upgrades the towers. They deal 150% damage? Oh, I like that. I like that. Let's do that. Dude, towers are assholes. Heroes of My Magic. I hope they're just as asshole in this game. Oh, so okay, I can build another wall? Interesting. So some of these you can build more than once per turn? And then maybe like, creature dwellings you can't. Twice per round sounds good to me. Upgrade the main tower. It now deals 300% damage. I think twice per round is more valuable, though. So we're going to go with that. I hope that was not my alchemical dust. No, it looks like it was just ore. Okay. Let's go to the next building. What do we got here? Treasury. Do we need it? Let's see if we can build something else instead. We could probably build the undead transformer. Yeah, see, all this shit's gated behind alchemical dust. I have no idea how to get it. You can't get it from a market. That's what really bothers me, too. You can't get the shit from a market. Like, what the hell? What the hell am I supposed to do? Like, really? So, yeah, I don't really know what I'm supposed to do. I mean, even the Kennel Masters require this, and they're a low-tier unit. Yeah, it's kind of dumb. How the hell do you get this shit? Well, I guess we just get a treasury to help our economy. Oh, so we get undead transformer. Okay. So we could probably go to the marketplace right now and buy a Chateau of Feasts. So let's go to this other castle, hit the marketplace. Let's see. Let's trade our mercury for that, definitely. Let's try that. Well, you know what? We have a stupid amount of gold. We might as well spend some of it. I could probably just do that. Let's see if we can buy it. Oops. Oh, we need... Okay, it looks like we need a little more. Okay. We'll spend a little bit of our mercury. And I think that did the trick, maybe? Alright, we have 15. Awesome, more vampires. Let's go. Hungry for vampires, man. Actually, they are kind of my favorite unit in Heroes overall. It's tied between that and Archangels. Those were like my favorite, most fun units that I enjoyed playing. And the most overpowered, honestly. Yeah, there weren't... Titans were up there too, pretty close. I mean, yeah, Black Dragons are nice, but really they're just straight power. They weren't really like... They didn't allow the interesting plays that I was able to do with them, I actually really liked Stronghold units also. Behemoths were actually pretty decent. Because, see, there's another metric that makes a unit great, and I talked about the Bone Dragon earlier. One of its strengths definitely, well, actually, no. That's actually kind of C tier too, because what you got for the price was not very good, actually. But, like, for other units, they're like the Behemoth, that thing was extremely powerful. Yeah, it wasn't the best, but it had the best economy. Like, you got so much bang for your buck from it, especially the upgraded version. Man, I mean, those things would take down Black Dragons no problem, and they had a special ability that allowed them to do it a lot easier. On top of that, they were a tier 7 unit with their standard stuff, and I think they even had 300 hit points. I think. They just weren't flying, but they were incredibly high DPS with their ability. Like I think their ability to like halved armor or something like it was nuts. So they're pretty OP. Let's see here. All right, let me see if I can play some music for you guys. Give me a second here. So what I want to do, guys, I'm gonna go back to scheduling, but it's gonna be basically when I'm not busy. You know, when I'm not busy that day, and I got nothing going on during the hours of 7 o'clock. That's when I'll schedule a stream, and I'm gonna see if I can schedule them way farther now that they're low effort, and I ain't got to make a thumbnail for every single one. So that's gonna allow me to do that better. Yeah, we got plenty of time. I do got to be somewhere today, but not till like 10 or 11 o'clock. So, yeah, man, to upgrade the vampires, I got to have like 100 of this alchemical dust, and I have not found any this whole time. So that's kind of. Hopefully, I find a solution to that soon, or that's kind of going to put a damper on things with this game. I think that I may have definitely found a flaw. We'll see. But I've been wrong before with certain games. Okay, so we bought vampires, and yep, there's nothing left to do. Let's just go ahead and turn the clock, and now, and it's nice we got the vampire dwelling right before on day 7, so now we're gonna get even more from them. And we got a point of law. Let's go ahead and vampires, even though we could do liches, but no. Vampirism number 1. I'm gonna stack that shit. Okay. So I'm gonna come back down to the main castle and just kind of like build his forces. And then I'm actually just thinking, because I don't really see any portals, though the second I say that, there will be one. I don't really see any portals. So, I mean, I'm going to clear some of this out, and then I'm going to push into the other territory. See if I can, kill the enemy. Okay. So, we got this guy. Let's see, what else can I claim? Yeah, let's just clear everything out. Don't know what that is. Let's see if we can check it out. Golden Moth, 500 gold each day. What slot does it go in? Scholar's Amulet, 2 knowledge. Do I already have a lot of knowledge? Okay, I have 9 knowledge. I think that's good. Man, I don't really need that. 500 gold. Well, I kind of don't need the 500 gold a day either. So I think I'm gonna put that on my runner hero for sure. That's what I probably should do. So go ahead and get that going. Need to go back to the live stream. There we go. Check the chat. Sure didn't get anything. I don't want on chop chat. Stop changing it to that. Thank you. All right. Okay, so we're just basically gonna clean this land up. I get these. I gotta get that too. All right. So the runner is gonna pick up the vampires here, I believe. And also the skeleton archers. Or he's going to pick up everything, so. Well, no, he's going to pick up all the upgraded units and then. Yeah. There we go. Okay. I wish there was a way to like easily change them over to the other side. Actually, it's much more important that I get the liches where they need to go than these guys. I can get these guys later. Okay, so I didn't visit that one. So this can't make any buildings. So I'm having a problem with wood. So what do I need to make a market? So tavern just needs some more ore. This and oh wait, that already, yeah, that's already built this turn. That's right. I don't see anything worth making. Okay, so I guess we could just make the Well of Souls next. Why not? Okay, so that's that, and move forward. Uh-oh. We got a bad guy. And I think he's, yeah. What has he got? Okay, so he has some nasty stuff. Yeah. I think, oh, this does not look good. Now, typical computer behavior. Steps in before I'm ready, wherever I'm weakest. It's just typical shit. They've had this MO with the computer since the beginning of time. At least in this game, it's not as nearly as frustrating as some other games that I could mention. Okay, so, you know what? Alright, you know what, man? You want that castle? It's fine. I've got plenty of resources. I already cleaned it out. I already took the vampires. Let me see. Let me make sure I recruit every creature I possibly can. It looks like I did. Hopefully, maybe he'll build some things when he takes that over. So yeah, we'll just go ahead and play that. Oh, interesting. Did he fuck off? Maybe he fucked off. I think he did fuck off. Interesting. I was sure he was going to come in and try to take stuff. Maybe a computer went up his butt the second he left. Because the computers do that to each other, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and I'll just stop by and pick up the vampires from here. So that's cool. There's only 2. That's lame. And let's see if we can... Nope, can't do any more. All right. So we're going to go ahead and keep moving on with him. I want to see if I can do town portal here and end up here. So I am going to actually try to do a spell. Okay, so this is my spell book. So back to town. Can I do this? Oh, lame. But I get to choose. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I can't do it. I guess, but that indicator's nice. I guess I can choose which town to go to. That's pretty cool. Okay, so we're gonna park here so he can be a guest. All right, let's just go ahead and yeah, let's just go ahead and recruit all the stuff. Throw him up there. Oh, you know what? Yeah, we'll throw him there, and then when he recruits all this stuff, he'll be on his way. Yeah, we've got the upgraded 2 more warriors, so that's good. Yeah, we got Hollow Reapers. Very nice. And we got the Sanguine Liches. That's really good. And, I think we had... Was it Kennel Masters? I think that was Kennel Masters. Yeah. So, now we're gonna upgrade. I wish I could upgrade those. Yeah, I really need to find out how to increase my alchemical dust. That's a ridiculous amount for having no gain. It's got to be a mine somewhere else. There's got to be a mine for this. There's got to be some kind of renewable source of this, man. It can't just be fixed like that, man. That's not cool. Okay, so I'm gonna try to get down here with my runner. Yeah, I gotta meet this. I gotta meet this guy down here with my runner. Well, how did you not take the vampire? The hell? Okay, well. We're going to have a meeting of the minds here. Yep, here he comes. Oh, okay, so he was there. All right. Actually, we can give him that extra lich. Let me just give him like one. There we go. Okay. Sounds good. I actually think I need to... Yeah, I definitely need a handshake with this guy. Give him the vampires. Great. And then... you can give my runner golden moth so they can actually use it. All right, that's good. So let's go back up to the top base. That guy could really use town portal. And then he's gonna come down, get his vampires. I think I'm gonna switch. I think I'm gonna have this guy destroy, maybe. Okay. I want to check something. Can I easily kill these guys? I think I could whoop their butts. I really do. He has a lot of stats too, but so do I. And I just found out how to cast spells. So no, though. Wait a minute. Oh, I am in this castle, and I am out of movement points. So let's go ahead and visit the Mage Tower and mess with that. Where is the Mage Tower? Here we go. Okay. So I don't know exactly how this works. Can I move this around? Like, what's... Oh, okay. So this is the tiers here, I guess. To unlock, click on it to unlock or upgrade it. Okay. So we like Lightning Bolt. Not enough research. I need this dust. Dude, I gotta find a way to get this dust. This is annoying me that I don't have this dust. They all require this dust. Yeah, I might as well not even be here. Let's see. Is there anything that doesn't require dust? It all does. Okay. So hopefully I'm missing something here. Honestly, I'm gonna go check with Grok. I'm not gonna take shots in the dark on this anymore. How do I get... And I really love the title of their game called Olden Era. I think that's very appropriate. It's very clear with you right away that, hey, this is a kind of a return to tradition here with which I think is what it is. This game is really a return to the traditions of 1, 2, and 3, and not trying to do anything too new or modern, other than the aesthetic stuff. And even then, you're basically returning to form, but also having to and also upgrading with technology, which I think is really how they should have done it in the beginning. They should have kept everything that was good about it, not tried anything new, and just upgrade the graphics. Upgrade the graphics and maybe made a couple tweaks there, here and there, as requested by the community itself, not coming out of their own head. So, let's see. Okay, so there's an alchemist lab. Trade 1 crystal gem mercury for 5 dust. Repeatable. So I gotta find an alchemist lab. Last spawn randomly. Okay. Is it so it's repeatable? You have explore adventure map, pick up loose piles, scatter. Okay. Dust storage map building. Visit once a week. So we visit once a week. Disenchant artifact and scrolls. In hero inventory, select item, destroy icon, bottom right, small UI is finicky. Oh. So that's one way. That's one thing I didn't know that was a thing. That's actually kind of cool, actually, when I think about it, because you do get a lot of useless artifacts. It's nice to be able to clean that stuff up. Possibly. Hero skills, economy, experimenter. So you get experiment 5 dust a day. So definitely want to be getting experimenter. That's like a top tier, I think, at this point. Object defeat guards at sites like Dragon Utopia. Okay, so all right. So all right. So we can get it. It's renewable, but not in the same way that your traditional resources are. I'm cool with that. I can deal with that. I'm pretty sure I can stomach that. That's fine. Yeah, it's kind of annoying, but you know what? The most powerful shit in this game is gated behind it, so it should be kind of more difficult, right? That's fair. I mean, that's fair. You know, if I want vampire lords, I need to fucking work for it, right? That's fair. Okay, so now let's go to his because he picked up a lot of stuff that we don't care about. Like, oh no, we don't want to do that. What did you switch out? You probably switched out the thing that I really wanted. Despair. Well, I probably like taste, so. Oh no, I switched out the. Where is it? Yeah, I switched out the knowledge. I don't want to switch that out. How do I destroy? Um. So there's. Wait, what? Ah, okay. Well, let's try this. You receive. Okay, so yeah, we destroy this stuff. So that's pretty cool. If you don't like what you get, if it's just junk to you, you can just destroy it. Oh, look at that beauty. Yeah, this wooden ring. Ooh, 50? Oh, dude. Wait, hold on. What's this? Why is it 50 in red? Oh, to upgrade it. So you can upgrade these, but that's okay. We want the alchemical dust. We don't care about that. I don't care about this either. Let's see. 6 mana to each hero each morning. We'll hold off on that. Overtime effects by further creatures. No, I don't care about that. Let's go. Oh, 20 dust. Ooh, we got 100 now. We got what we needed. All right. We are in business, folks. We are definitely in business. Where is my main hero? Oh, he's at the base. Oh, this is perfect. Perfection. Here we go. Yes. Yes. Oh, you guys are F now. I am gonna wipe the floor. Let's do this. So, already got all the vampires, so now we need to upgrade. So, let's put all these guys together. You know what? Maybe we should put them in 2 groups. Maybe. Come on, stop being dumb. Okay. So, that's, there we go. So I think we'll upgrade them in equal amounts. So I think definitely. All right. So vampire scholars, same amount of vampirism, blood transfusion. Okay, they blow up corpses and they got the long reach. I definitely think it's beneficial to have both types, depending on the situation and, you know, the tool, right tool for the right job, so to speak. So sometimes I'm just going to want to swoop in and insta-kill them. Maybe they're a small unit or whatever. That's where the vampire lords come in. Then I might, but then I might, yeah, and the vampire scholars have less health, so the vampire lords. But then maybe, you know, my vampire lord, I want some extra healing on my vampire lords because they're taking extra hits, or my vampire scholars themselves. Okay, so, and they can do it at range. So really, I think we need an equal mix of both these guys. I think they're both equally valuable. Not to mention they have the long reach, and they can't retaliate. So, yeah, I think the vampire lords will be on the front lines, and the scholars will just basically. I mean, they'll be on the front lines. They'll be wherever, but they'll basically have a long reach with their abilities. So, and be able to kind of, you know, manipulate things. They are weaker, you know, health-wise, but their abilities make up for it for sure. Now they have a lot less defense. That is a little bit, but they have the same amount of damage. Speed's a little slower, but they're still pretty fast, and their initiative's still pretty strong. I think we could try this, and if it sucks, then we won't do it again. And we could always switch them out. You can easily change them, so let's go ahead and upgrade the first one. Now, see, and if we want to change the Vampire Scholar, we don't have to pay a thing. That's the other thing I really like about this. So if we want to counter, or if we need to change up because, say, I was wrong about Vampire Scholars and Vampire Lords are the way to go, well, I could just change everything easily into Vampire Lords. Just come over here and do it. So that's kind of the other thing, too. Let's go ahead and change these guys to Vampire Scholars. So, okay. So we're in business. I think this is really good. This is a really good mix. Yeah, we're gonna do great things together, guys. And now we know how to make alchemical dust. We have to basically go find artifacts. We have to find those other sources of them. So yeah. Hopefully we could get a in-house building that maybe trades for, yeah, I don't know. Okay. I believe we are done here. What's a unique building? Huh? Oh, undead transformer. No, I'm not doing that. Okay. So we could get a really cool spell now that we have a high-level mage guild. Let's see if we can get a high-level spell. Target enemy will die after taking any damage if its stack size is lower than equal to 20%. Okay. And this one is... Okay, hold up. I want to look at something. Hold on a second. Dimension door? Oh. Okay. I want to check something. Gate of Light. Okay, so hold on a second. I do. Oh my god, this whole time. I do have high level spells. Alright. Guys, I'm a dummy. Alright. Hey, I'm new. This is different. The magic system, I think, is the most different thing about this game. The most off-throwing. But it's not bad. It's basically really good, actually. I don't need to spend dust on these at all. I already have them. It really was a lot simpler than I was making it out to be. I was making it way too complicated. Wow, okay, I have some powerful stuff. Town Portal is fucking amazing. I'm about to F these guys up. Look at this shit, dude. Oh, man, I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. I got you, bud. I got you. Actually, you know what? Oh, dude. Oh, yeah. Check this out. Okay, hold on a second. Where are you? Oh my god, I'm gonna thump them so hard because I'm gonna combine all my forces. This guy, now that I know this, I know this guy can be omnipresent. I used to do this in the first 3. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this guy, we're gonna handshake, and I'm gonna give him. He is now a runner. Okay, this guy can defend anytime with Town Portal as long as he's got mana. So I just got to make sure I'm keeping up with the mana. This guy can teleport right back, F you, kill the computer, and then go back to what he was doing. Yeah, I'm doing all right, man. I am. I'm doing all right. Been really challenging, you know, but hey, man, thanks for asking. I appreciate it. Richard Gray, I hope you're doing well. And yeah, we're just having a good old time playing Olden Era, man. I am starting to really dig this game. I have not. We figured the alchemical dust thing. I think it's fair and balanced. Yeah, you want powerful stuff, you need to pay for it. You gotta pay the price, right? I am all for doing a little bit of grinding, or a little less renewable for those really powerful stuff. I have no problem with that. So this went from being, oh, this might be a deal breaker, to no, this is pretty balanced. I have not seen anything here so far that was not overly imbalanced or overly balanced. Yeah. Things here, man, I don't understand. I saw this video that was criticizing it. I could tell just by watching. I was like, has this guy played the first 3? Everything he's complaining about, that was in the first 3. He can't say that about this game any more than he could say it about the first 3. So this is Heroes of My Magic. Give me a second. I can't quite see your picture. Let me go to your channel real quick and see if I can. Okay. Not a lot of info there. That's fine. That's fine. I thought that was a real picture. I guess it was just a cartoon anime portrait or whatever. That's fine. But anyway, it's good to see you again, dude. So we're gonna get back to the game here, and I'm sorry you lost your phone, man. I hope that gets better. This is really exciting. It really is. Okay, I know what we need to do. We need to garrison him. And this guy needs to visit. Okay. And we are going to have a real good powwow here. I think... Oh, oh. Come on, buddy. Okay. What do I click again to switch between heroes? No? All right. Well, at the very least, I can just throw him here. So we could go for the Sanguine Lich. That's good. And we'll throw him here. Now, I think actually I'm actually going to keep the skeletons. I'm going to throw skeletons away and have the two types of vampires. Really mess them up. Though I'm thinking about switching to vampire lords and just straight swiping them. But I think I'm fine. Let me make sure that I can. Okay. What's even better, I kind of almost don't need runners because I could just town hall him everywhere. But I need to make damn sure that I've got a mage guild. Let's go ahead and do that. Oh, we can build again. Great. And so Quiet Pavilion. We could do that, or we could wait for a bone exchange. But yeah, let's see here. We should probably we did spend quite a bit of gold. But you know what? I actually think we should do a mage guild. Oh. Oops. Oh, this guy needs the skeletons. This guy needs the other stuff. Okay. All right. So everything's built. Can we move with this guy? Can we cast a spell? Let's get him out of the garrison and onto the street. Can I town portal? Yep. What up, guys? Surprise, motherfucker. Now, is this not a surprise motherfucker moment? See, honestly, if I had to pick a favorite spell, it would be Town Portal. Town Portal and Dimension Door, dude. Okay, yeah. Buddy from Brazil, so who I think you are, good to hear from you again, man. So you lost your phone. Okay, understood. We're not gonna talk here. Yeah, do not. If you're who I think you are, do not talk about that stuff here. Please do not. Please don't. I think you know what I mean. Hopefully you can, yeah, you lost your phone. Well, there's Discord, so you should get on my Discord and contact me if you're who I think you are. Let me know how you're doing. But not here. Don't let me know how you're doing here. Do not do that, please. For the rest of you guys, just ignore our conversation. We're having a private conversation here on the comment. Yeah, so we're gonna switch back to the game. I think if this guy's who I think it is, I think Richard Gray. I know him personally, so he's a friend of mine. He's an actual friend of mine. I know him. He's one of my people. So one of my kind of closer circle people. No offense to all you, I love you guys too, but yeah, I mean, he's pretty close to me actually, or was. So, yeah, go ahead and yeah, get on Discord sometime, man. Tell me how you're doing. Anyway, let's see. We got. Okay, let's get. So we're actually going to stay in the castle, so they can't swipe it from us while we're away. I would love to maybe do Dimension Door and see if I can slap one of these guys. Now, there's Gate of Light, but it said we had Dimension Door, so I don't know. And by the way, I did get your blurbs. I'm not going to look at them yet until after the stream. Well, I could check it right now. Let me pull this up. Okay, yeah, that is you. All right, bud. It's good to hear from you again, man. I hope you're doing okay, man. All right. Don't answer that though. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, let's talk about, you know what, after the stream, and then we'll, yeah. And yeah, if you want to watch, keep watching, man, because this game's cool. I hope you stick around. Anyway, but if you have to go, I understand. But yeah, definitely we'll talk later, man, for sure. Um, be nice to catch up anyway. Okay, built. Most of the turns are gone. I'm not gonna make the mistake of leaving my castle so they can go scoot in there. I'm gonna stay there so that and block it, body block my castle, and we'll go ahead and end the turn. Oh, they got a third. What's his deal? All right, hopefully I can slap these guys. Let's see. Yeah, he is trying to do the computer thing and run away, but he's not going to succeed. Let's go ahead and quick save and try to slap this guy. Let's go, bud. Oh, come on, dude. I know. Oh, there we go. Let's go like that. And there. Okay. Defeat. Are you kidding me? Really? Really? I am not buying that at all. No way, dude. No way. Okay. All right. All right there. That is a bunch of crap. Really hard time believing that that this guy's going to beat me, dude. Okay. So, yeah, see, this is when you definitely need to pull out the battle. You need to have the battle because that auto battler is stupid. It doesn't know what it's talking about. I really highly doubt. I really don't see. Maybe I'm wrong and they have tier 7 units. They might. I mean, they must because it says they can defeat me. But I honestly don't think they have nearly as many. I saw what they had. It's like, dude, even if you have tier 7 units, you don't have as many as I do. Come to take for one you like. Yeah. Hey, man. How's it going, bud? How you doing, man? Okay, so what time is it? I think I'm good. We can play a little longer. I don't want to overdo it, though. All right, so we're going to have our Vampire Lords front and center. We're going to have this guy up. This guy is going to be up here. Yeah, these guys. Yeah, we're definitely going to have this guy ahead. And the whites are going to be ahead. All right. And let's go ahead and start the battle. All right. See, barely did any fucking damage to me, and I slapped his ass. Okay, so what do they got here? What are these guys? That's an Inquisitor. I mean, what does he even do? Okay, attack, fence. So it looks like he's a tier 6 unit. Okay, he's a tier 5. He's a tier 3. How he doesn't have any tier 7 units? How's he going to beat me? See, stupid. The computer's doing emotional math here. I'll call it that, right? Because if I called it what I want to call it, I would be yeah. YouTube would call me a naughty boy. So I'm not going to call it that, but yeah, this looks like emotional math here to me. um, yeah, that's not going to happen, man. I kind of pride myself on my ability to do tactics in this game. very, very prideful about that, I guess. I guess pride cometh before a fall. Um, really, I guess it's these guys that, but see, these are tier 1 guys, man. No, dude. These guys, my vampires are going to wipe the floor with these dudes, and their ability is going to keep them from getting one shot. I think really, let me see here. I mean, this, I think, dude, I think my Hollow Knights can take this dude, and then we can have the vampires siphon the Hollow Knights so they don't die. Or to this vampire. Okay, we're gonna see how this vampire does. I'm actually gonna kind of go ballsy and hold on. What does this guy do? Okay, ignores defense. That's not good for me, but I still gonna have really high defense. Okay, so I might want to slap this guy. But this guy is this guy needs to get slapped now, I think. I can't afford to not slap this guy. It's a tough call. Oh, this one? These guys might need to get slapped more. So what's the deal here? Oh, they got double shot? Oh, no. Hold on. Spells. He's gonna hit me with some hard spells, I think. So I got 120 spell points, man. Let's F this guy up. To all creatures of 1 hex radius. I could fireball the hell out of her. Target friendly unit takes 40% range and long range. Ooh. Ooh, that might be useful on my vampires. I gotta look at this stuff, guys. I'm sorry. But we could look at this together. Thick hide. Let's see, wean. Oh, where's a high level spell? So blink is really good. I remember that one. This one doesn't affect undead. All right. We got to find out the highest level spells here. Well, actually, I want to like just take one of these creatures out of the battle. Plus speed and initiative might be really good. This is level 2. I want to look at the high level spells. Where are the high level spells? 2 focus charge. Ooh. Deals 55%. Oh, wow. Wow. Guillotine, that is a fucking destroyer there. Black hole, that's an ouch. Okay, so black hole or guillotine. Okay, fireball's really nasty. So that's a level 4. I gotta look at this. I've never seen this stuff before. This is my first battle using magic. Seems like fireball might be the one to beat, maybe. Pulls the furthest targets towards the center. Does affect a stackable. I think black hole is going to be the most devastating, and then 20 damage per unit tier. Yeah, I think black hole is going to be the most devastating. Oh, this is arcane magic tier 5, so it says level 2, but it's the tier. Okay. Okay, I get it now. So they're tier 1s. I'm pretty sure I can only cast one spell per round. Well, let's I guess we should F them up with the black hole. Ooh, Carapace. I can do that on my vampire, but my vampires can heal themselves. Okay, I'm getting the hang of this now, guys. Except I don't know which school I'm in. Okay. Oh, wow. Won't you look at that? All right. I'm going to black hole. I'm going to black hole all these. Think. Oh, hold on. Let me see if I want to see if I can get everybody. Oh, that's pretty healthy. That's a pretty healthy target radius. I oh, that is perfect. That is absolutely perfect. I think, well, that might be better. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, that didn't hurt them that much. That was a little unsettling. All right, I'm coming over. I'm going in. Slap. Okay, and so this vampire. Yeah, we can definitely. Yeah, we'll sit next to him and attack her at ranged that way. Oh, he's like that. Okay. Let's see. Can I cast another spell? Don't look like I can. Um, Looks like his ability's not ready yet. Okay. So we're gonna wait with this guy. Actually, I think I actually can. I can hit this guy. Hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna hit the Cavalier. Now let's do it. I can get the health back. All right. Actually, you know what? I don't give a shit about this guy. I don't care about this guy at all. This needs to go. This here needs to go. We have got to get rid of this. But he's a tier 6. Hmm. Okay, we need to get in front of her and hit him. I think that's what we need to do. Yep. All right. Going in. Slap. Oh, he slapped me pretty good, but I'm going to get that health back with the special ability. Okay, he barely did anything to the Lich. The Lich slapped him, and then Hey, knock it off. That's right. Lich is going to use his ability too. So we're going to have these hounds chew this guy up. Yeah. Have the hounds chew this guy up. All right, we got griffins coming in. Ooh, they slapped him pretty hard. But he retaliated. That hurts. That definitely hurts. Okay, so I can't really. All right, so the white's got to get somebody. I think definitely we need to. Yeah, let's take these knights out. Oh, I can't move. Okay. All right, we'll do the griffins then. All right. Oh, look at how much extra units I got. Oh, that slapped me back pretty hard. What the fuck was that crap? That's stupid. Tier 2 unit Tier 6 unit getting double attack. Fuck you. How is that guy able to shoot? What? What? Hold up. Hold up here. What? Dude, I remember. Did that change? Wait, he's able to shoot when the vampire's in his face. I think that's fucking dumb. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Increase the hero stat radius by 1 while the creature's in the army. Okay. So is this just a thing now? I think I found the first thing I don't like about this game. No, it was really important that, you know, it was a very critical balance of, like, you know, archers, yeah, range is really overpowered, but if you get in their face, you know, you basically gimp them unless they were titans. But this guy just ignores the vampire that's right next to him. That doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, I don't like that at all. He should not have been able to shoot at all. Not at all. Okay. Well, all right. So who's going now? This guy? Okay, so we definitely need to take care of this dude. This guy's a problem. Can I use an ability? Okay. Now, ability. So is this my ability meter? So I think actually I'm gonna give them. I'm gonna give them some trouble here, and we're gonna do summon some pets. Can I attack? Oh baby. Oh no. Okay. So we'll attack these guys. All right. So let's see. So it's an ability meter that I have. Okay. And I have to wait for it. Dude, that's fucking dumb, dude. This guy has a ranged attack. Hold on. Let's so he's got a ranged attack. There's no skill on this guy that says that he could do what he did. That is a bunch of bullshit. Really do not. Yeah, I really want to know what the hell that was. I really do. I want to know the mechanics behind that. That's so far seems very unfair. But we'll just hit this guy, so because he'll get insta killed. All right, what are we doing now? Okay, he beamed us. That Lich is taking some hits, man. That Lich is tanking some shit. Okay. So... This guy needs to get hurt. He needs to get slapped. How did he only take that much damage? That's ridiculous. Oh. Let's see. So we're gonna have yeah, we'll hit this guy and give it to him. There we go. Ah, it raised two of them. Nice. And now he's gonna hit the Lightweaver. Bye. He's gonna hit her again. Ooh. Ow. What is that crap? Huh. So... Alright, I'm putting guillotine on these dudes, man. Fucking... That is fucking stupid. Okay. What the... Is it because he double shoots that he can do that? That he can do that crap? Alright, now it's starting to not look good, dude. I don't know. I'm thinking this computer's being cheater, man. What did he just do? Man, it hurts to see my liches disappear. And I want to know why my vampires are hitting like a wet noodle. I don't like that at all. Alright, these light reavers have to go. You know what? All these guys are expendable, but I'm getting my health back. You can waste your time with that. Get in this guy's face. Start cutting this guy down to size. Thank you for the health. I think I'm gonna do what I did before, where vampires. I'm just gonna have the vampires just steal all the health back. Yeah, I'm just gonna cast spells on my vampires, man, and make them super strong. That's what I'm gonna do. Because all my other units are effed. Let's see. I think... I don't know what the hell that guy did. What can I do? Oh, you know what? Where's my... What? He's only got 3? That's effing stupid. That is unbelievably dumb. This is definitely emotional math here going on. There's no reason they should be beating me at all, dude. Okay, well, I'll just use it on my vampire then. Really? Toad. It should be harder for higher tier units to have morale like that, man. Okay, so I'm gonna use Carapace on my vampire. Yeah, this is incredibly dumb. I don't know the math involved here at all. None of this adds up. Okay, so I've got more attack than him. How does he have 16 defense and I only have 9? I have been stacking defense this entire game. How do I only have 9 defense? I guess he's been getting lucky with his artifacts. I don't know. This is incredibly dumb. Did he really just kill my This is stupid. I'm done. Out. GG. I'm gone. Yeah, no, that's it. I'm not... That's a bunch of crap. Okay. So, we see here. Yeah, no, I'm not going to get all upset about it. I'm just going to leave. Yeah, I mean, up until that point, I wasn't really turned off about anything. I'm a little turned off by that. But you know what? Here's the thing though. It's actually not that bad because that same stuff happened to me in Heroes 1 through 3. That kind of dumb shit happened to me in 1 through 3. And, you know, I just let their heroes snowball too much. And I didn't see the other thing that was tough. I didn't understand how alchemic dust works, so I might have to redo that map just for that reason because I went weeks, literal weeks without knowing that trick, without knowing how to get alchemical dust. So I spent many weeks with weak vampires. I could have been crossing into other territories, taking people's stuff, and now they're just too strong because I've just been dragging my feet the whole time. So anyway, yeah, but it's been about 2.5 hours. That's pretty good, I think. You know, I think I'm gonna go ahead and take care of myself and kind of just you know, take care of some other things. Um, that was a really dumb battle. That made no sense. How the hell do you beat 20 tier 2 units? Yeah, that they need to work on that math a little bit. That or buff those tier 7 units a little bit more. Definitely the vampire's ability felt weaker than the last one, but to be fair, it was pretty overpowered in 1 through 3 or 2 and 3. the vampire's ability was pretty overpowered. Um, but then again, like I said, that the guy's defense is what killed me. I know that now. The guy's defense is what killed me. He had double my defense. He had but see, I had a ridiculous amount of attack, so it should have balanced out. I shouldn't have been wet noodling him like I did. I should have just been cutting through him like butter. Not to mention, I had an incredibly high defense skills, so I don't know what the hell was going on there. Like I said, it still kind of feels like emotional math to me. Um, to where it just doesn't add up and make sense at all. So, um, well, I think part of me wants to keep playing, but if I do, I'm probably going to go to a different game because I've been playing that one for a little bit now. It was really nice to see you guys again and hang out and not really have a lot of pressure. That's really nice too. Nice to have this, dude. This light I have is amazing. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but this light I bought, where I bought the scooter, is pretty poppin'. It's the best streaming light I've ever had. It doesn't shine in my eyes. It doesn't hurt my eyes. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. So there's a lot been happening in the gaming world lately. Planet Crafter came out with a huge DLC. That special map. You got Vane as always. I could play some Vane, but honestly, guys, I think I just need to give it a rest. But I tell you this, expect me on more as far as streaming is concerned, because I feel like I've come to the right place with it. Because this was a good stream today. Um, However, here's the thing. Like I said, if you want me to stream more, you have to give me more numbers. It's just I'll because right now I'm just doing it out of the goodness of my heart, right? But if I was to be like soulless and cold and just be dull, and all work and no play, I'd be having my face in that editor right now. But I can't do it. I still can't do it. I just kind of well, for me, I have to pace myself because I will get burnt out during a session. Like I'll know, and I know when I'm like in obsession mode because I'm like shit, like this is getting me more and more pissed off. It's getting more and more difficult. I have other things piling up that I need to do, but I keep going anyway. So that's kind of lately I've been trying to pay attention to that and just step back. Okay. I'm going to shut up now. You guys have a good evening or morning, depending where you are in the world. And yeah, take care. And I hope you enjoyed.